Did you know that telling a kid they're smart because they got a good grade on a test could actually be demotivating for them in the long haul? Interesting, I know, right? But before you demanding parents say, "See, I told you, you should always set this impossible bar," and they'll just keep striving to, so they never feel like they've arrived. That's actually not the point at all. Okay, the point is not that you should never encourage your kids. It's that you should encourage the right thing in your kids. Now, this idea ties back to our last podcast on grit. This combination of passion and perseverance that lets people overcome adversity and achieve incredible things. So this idea is about how you cultivate that perseverance in your child, or in your salespeople, in your team, or whoever it is that you're working with. And the idea is that you should praise hard work over good performance. So again, the problem is not that you praise someone, it's that you praise the outcome, the singular outcome, rather than the process that led to that outcome. Now, why is this a problem? Well, if you only praise people for good outcomes, what have you encouraged them to do? You've encouraged them to only come to you and tell you about good outcomes, right? They're only going to share the highlights and the good news because that's the only way that they're going to be encouraged or receive praise. You've also encouraged them not to take on risks that could lead them to bad outcomes. So if I'm a student, I'm never going to take a class where I could possibly get anything less than an A because I know I only get rewarded whenever I get A's. So why is that a problem over the long haul? Don't we want people to take on things they can be successful in? Sure, but so much of our growth comes from taking on things that are a little bit beyond what we've accomplished in the past, which means there's a chance we can fail. And if we're only encouraged to do things that we can succeed at on day one, we're never going to take on those new opportunities. We're actually never going to develop perseverance and never become gritty because we don't think about the process, we're just thinking about the outcome. That's why it's so important for us to praise or encourage or reward hard work more so than good performance. Not that you ignore good performance, but you have to understand good performance over the long haul comes out of hard work, right? I don't want just one sale from my salesperson. I want sales every week, every month. I want someone who is constantly getting better, taking on new and bigger challenges, and becoming a high performer for the long haul. Similarly for my child, I don't want someone who gets a good grade in high school. I want someone who's a lifelong learner, who's curious, who feels like they can constantly learn and grow and take on new challenges. This is my challenge for you, is to look at your parenting, look at your managing, whatever, and ask, how have my systems, my encouragement, my habits, how have we encouraged or rewarded good performance, but maybe we've missed out on the hard work that goes into that good performance. And so just think about some changes to your wording. When someone nails a sale or they get a good grade, say, wow, you got a great sale, great performance. You must have worked really hard to accomplish that, rather than you're so smart or you're so talented. Praise the process, not their innate ability. And again, focus on the process over just the outcome. If you do that, you'll develop grittier, more perseverant people who will actually be much more successful, produce greater performance long term.